In this library session, we'll be going through the process of database searching. It is process focused so that you can apply these principles to many databases, but for illustration purposes, we are using the PsycInfo database in this example. The research process begins on deciding what topic you want to do your research on. Then you have to go forward and consult some background sources so that you can fill in any gaps in knowledge you have about that topic. And we can use that information to find an aspect to focus on to do your research, because a broad topic thrown into a database will yield far too many results to actually be useful, and you can't do in a paper on an entire broad topic. So that's part of the exploration we go through. Consulting these background sources can also be helpful in fleshing out keywords that you can use when searching, because I may think of a topic one way and you may find it being used another way in other sources that you can use in your search. So my topic of inspiration was bullying, but bullying, I said, would yield too many results. And in my background information, cyberbullying came to the forefront as one of the very prolific and burgeoning areas of bullying. And there seemed to be enough literature out there on it, and I decided to focus in on the online gaming environment. So you see I'm getting much more granular towards my research question. And then I wanted to look, what did I want to achieve in my research? I wanted to solve the problem for reducing this cyberbullying. And I learned that there are some interventions we could do, like peer reporting and platform moderating, that could help achieve that. Possibly, because that's what my research is going to show, and possibly teaches digital citizenship. So I found something of interest and I want to explore this further. So my research question: within the online gaming environment, are regulatory controls such as peer reporting and platform moderating effective tools for reducing cyberbullying and teaching digital citizenship? That's a very focused question. It's in contrast to my very broad topic of bullying. When I search the article database, I cannot go in and search an entire sentence like I would when I am searching the internet. But what I need to do is extract those key concepts into searchable keywords that I can search upon. And the next step that I do going forward would be to take those key concepts that I have highlighted in white, and I make myself a grid. So going vertically, you'll see cyberbullying, online gaming, and reporting. I didn't put peer reporting here. I limited it to reporting. You have to know that when you're searching a database, you're going to be refining the search. This is the way I start with a single word. I may modify this as I go along and use peer report as a phrase. But beginning with my separate concepts, I then want to grow them, and moving horizontally, I'm going to combine terms with an or and grow that search. So cyberbullying may be online harassment or cyber victimization. Online gaming might be virtual gaming or internet gaming. Reporting may be moderating or code of conduct. So you'll notice in my last concept, report, moderate, code of conduct, they don't necessarily seem like synonyms, but they are related terms in my search of my particular intervention. And I've joined all these concepts together with the Boolean AND. This layout is something that will look similar to an advanced search in a database. In this next grid, you'll see that I've gone ahead and I've applied my research techniques. I've applied truncation and I've used phrase searching. So when I go into the database, I will enter it like this. From the library homepage, library.misericordia.edu, click on One Search above the search box and access the database's A through Z list. Scroll through the list and access the database you're going to use. PsycInfo is one of the EBSCO databases. If I were searching the internet, I might go ahead and enter a question directly. Let's see what happens when we search an article database. Well, no results are found, and I'm not surprised because the database indexes a variety of fields in which it enters keywords or phrases, or subject headings. So in this case, this is not effective. Let's clear it out. Now let's see what happens when we enter our first concept, cyberbullying. And run a search. And we have 2,065 results. What would happen if I applied truncation by removing the word ending and putting in the root and using an asterisk symbol? Now I have 2077, which is a modest increase. Perhaps I can grow this search by using a synonym or related term. Let's try from our grid online harassment. And you'll notice that I'm joining it with a Boolean OR. For each separate concept, keep OR terms together on the same line of this advanced search box. In that way, it automatically nests these terms together for me. So I don't have to worry about entering the parentheses. So cyberbullying or harassment. Let's run a search. Or perhaps, or cyber victim. And I'm going to truncate that cyber victimization. Let's see what happens. And you can see my search results have gone up slightly, but this is how I grow a search using the Boolean OR operator. So next I'm going to move on to my second concept, and I want to join two concepts that are separate with the Boolean AND. So I'll go to the next line, and after the AND I will put in my terms, which is online gaming. I'll go back to the start. You can see online game has been truncated and entered as a phrase between the double quotation marks. And then I did the same with virtual game or internet game. And I'll go ahead and run a search. And this has reduced my results set to a more manageable results set. And the results must mention both terms that I entered, cyberbullying and online gaming, or the related terms. One of the ways we can improve our search is to look for a subject heading. Now, to find a subject heading, there's two ways. You can go into the thesaurus and search for one, but if you don't know what it might be, an easier way is to go back to your search and click on the title of an article. Look through the detailed record. You can see where my keywords have come up from my search. This is why it retrieved. But an indexer also applies a subject heading that relates not just to a word being used in the document. It refers to the aboutness of the article. So this article is about cyberbullying. In this case, it just showed me that it used the word cyberbullying. So it showed up in both because this is an exact subject heading. But there are other subject headings I didn't think about, such as computer games. And if I go back up to the top, I can modify my search by entering another term. So it goes in line with my concept of online gaming, virtual gaming. Let's put in computer games. And you can see that it did improve my search. And so this is part of the iterative process of searching. I could even see if by truncating that would improve the search. And I got one more article doing that. So it's this constant refining. But once I get down to a manageable result set, and I think I've improved it as much as I can at this time, I can go through and apply further limiters according to the parameters of my assignment. So maybe there's a date limit. Maybe you have to find something within, say, the last 5 years. You can apply a date limiter. You can apply academic journal limiter to get to peer-reviewed articles. Scroll through, and I only want articles that are in English. So now I have 35 articles to look at. Now keep in mind that you do not want to use any of these limiters linked to full text Misericordia owned, because I want to first see what's available within the database, full text. I want these. But what if they're not available full text in this database? I can use this 360 link to full text. By clicking on it, it will redirect me into another database if we have it full text in another database. And this one looks like it does not from the start. But if you look over on the right, it says if the page is blank to click it here. And here I can get the full text of the article. Okay, so make sure you follow through, and if you have questions, seek out your librarian. I'm going to go back and look at another example scenario within this database. And this one looks like it's asking me to search Journal Finder or requested interlibrary loan. What I would do in this case, let me go back. I would look at the citation information. So let's click on the title. Here we know it's in volume 106 from November 2019. Let's see if we have access to that. Look at all issues. So expand this, look for volume 106, and I can look for that article by page number, or I can just scroll through and find it. Okay, and then click on the article or download it PDF. So you sometimes have to take a few extra steps. Let's go back and see if there's another one that we don't have access to full text. In this case, we do not. It's telling me, sorry, not available anywhere. You can request this article through interlibrary loan. Follow the link and then proceed to fill out the form. And then click submit, and you will be notified by email if it comes in. It's not a guarantee, but you can go ahead and submit for interlibrary loan. So start early, because these can take a while. Now you have to enter the date, the latest date that you can possibly use it. This is the cancellation date. When do you want your request to be canceled? It doesn't mean it's going to come in by this date. So make sure you enter that. Make sure you enter your department. And if there's no issue number, just enter 1, 2, 3, 4. This concludes our session on database searching. Please contact me if you have any questions.